On the last
What I am,
occasion,
what I am
Mr. Bhushan, we have not allowed Mr. Dwivedi even to
requesting.
speak for 5 minutes ever. Let him, if he wants to. speak.
yes, there are 2-3 things which I pointed. Lordship,
Then after we will hear Mr. Yadav.
yes, I will not disturb them. At all.
Lordship may give us 5-10 minutes also. I have a separate.
Whatever time is for you people, I mean,
Neither this side nor-
Let's see.
if you will say we'll sit 4:15 also, we don't mind.
I'm also critical.
Hello.
Yes, yes.
Your
I'm also
Yes, yes.
critical.
He is representing you only.
So that's why I'm saying.
Yes,
Lordship,
Mr.
give us 10
You
minutes.
know, on the last occasion, Lordship, recollect that an affidavit was given to your Lordships. The argument was, the context was not that a large number of people running into thousands were there on draft rolls, but their names suddenly disappeared without notice, etc. The copy of the order, etc., has not been given. One melody is that yesterday night I received a thick affidavit from Mr. Prashant Bhushan, incorporating that written submission as an affidavit. Then today at 1:30 I received second affidavit, and then I received at 1:45 an affidavit from Mr. Yadav Manoj, basically trying to explain those two incidents of the two persons. In that context, this affidavit was given to Lordship. If a Lordship has that affidavit, kindly look at it. We have inquired into this. Well, Lordships wanted me to inquire, and that's why I'm intervening, Lords. This affidavit, Lords, is false. Completely false. The reason is, Lord, that at this Lordship, see paragraph 1.
Yes.
I am a resident of Bihar. Name was included in SIR 2025 draft voter list. This is wrong. He was not on the draft voter list because he did not submit the enumeration form. So he was not there. Second, Lord, third line says voter list details are epic number so and so, serial number 653, part 52.
YHX 3046307.
That's right.
Serial number 653.
Part 52, FNS Academy
High
School.
School.
Now, this itself shows that the allegation is false because on the draft roll and the final roll as well, this particular both polling station is not part 52 but part 63. That is not enough. Part 63, I have got the voter list of part 653. This serial number 653, the name occurring is of some lady who is also there in the final voter list, not deleted at all. His name is not there at this voter list. This is completely wrong. He has perhaps under some mistake given part 52 of the January electoral roll, where this constituency was part 52. In the draft roll, it was 63. So he knows that this is wrong, and therefore he is giving a wrong story that he was in the draft roll but deleted without notice, etc. Then, and we have taken out the polling part 52 that relates to some other constituency, to some other polling station, not constituency, another polling station, where also 653 is another lady, not his name, my lord. So his name, my lord, is not at this item number, and that is to his knowledge. Please see the back
So
portion.
there is no person at 653, either in part 52 or in part 63.
Yes.
At both the places, there is
some lady, my lords, whose name is there in the draft, is there in the final list also. I have got that list. And I have a note with me, my lord, which I'll give to your lordship, where I have mentioned all this. The last is, my lord, para 9, if your lordship see that annexures being enclosed with the affidavit are true copies, there are no annexures with this. This is a one page. Now kindly look at the page which is next page. If it is an called can be perhaps in their sense, it's an annexure, it is a stamp. This is more revealing. Look at the stamp paper, my lords. The date and time is 8th September. That's the date. Please recollect on which your lordships passed an order saying that the state legal authority will nominate certain people to aid and assist. So he knew, my lord. He bought his stamp paper. He was aware of the order perhaps, and he could have approached them and got his name entered again, even if there was not. He could have applied, my lord, by Form 6, and his name would have been there, but he did not apply. And then look at the name of the applicant. It is Civil Court, Patna. So one doesn't know whether the notary is not selling this paper photocopies again and again to several persons, and one doesn't know whether his name is not there in this stamp paper at all. And this, then lastly, your lordships had directed us to publish the list of those whose names were not included on account of 65 lakhs. On what grounds separately, both wise. We put it on the website, in the district website, and then in the panchayat, block, and at the polling station everywhere. So, my lords, he was fully aware that his name is not there. Authorities were there. Political parties were there. BLAs were there. BLOs of the same village were there. Same colony.
No,
But he does not file.
Now there is a very doubt that whether there is a person by this name or not.
Yes. So his name was not there at all. So what I am trying to submit is not that the way these papers are being shown to your lordships. And that is the reason. Please also mark. That's the reason I've cursorily gone through Mr. Prashant Bhushan's affidavit. We just received lords in the night. So I've asked the authorities not to file a response and get it. And that
My affidavit basically
just a minute, please. That affidavit does not, now they have dropped the story that large number of people were there or certain names were there. Your lordships asked, give us the name of at least 100 people, 50 people. Now they have given us an affidavit at 130. It's a completely different story now. Now they are saying that some of them are those people who wanted to get enrolled for the first time. They are aged 42 years. For the first time they wanted to get enrolled. They say, I have given form F6, form 6. We have not been enrolled. So like this, this story is, if somebody has grievance, I am seeking a positive direction. I have a note and I request the lordships to pass an order that those who want to file an appeal, there are still 5 days. They should file an appeal, and avail their right rather than passing.
But we have been trying hard that we thought that we will be able to help those who really want.
Yes, and the political parties and these associations, they are not helping. They only want analysis and narrative setting.
So, my lord,
that's our problem.
I was requesting your lordship may allow me to make my submissions.
Yes.
Thereafter your lordship can hear them.
Democratic Reform Society represented by Mr. Bhushan was fully aware. They are analyzing everything. In the affidavit, they are saying lots of things after analyzing. They have everything there with them. They want that this may be put on website, that, but now they have analyzed so many Muslims excluded. How do you know unless you have the facts and data?
Anyway, my lord, your lordship may kindly allow me to
take my submission, your lordship. So whatever is happening,
just hold up, please.
So let there be an orderly hearing.
So I want an order from the court. I'm praying for, beseeching your lordships that those who want to file an appeal may do so. 5 days after that, those will be closed. And those who are in the second phase, who have not been included, etc., they may move an application.
Lord, I want to show your lordship the larger picture of what has happened. What has happened as a result of the SIR. On the basis of...
Please see, now your lordship...
I am the petitioner. Let me make my submission.
This affidavit is of 6.
We will hear all of you. We'll hear all of you.
This affidavit is of 6th. Even if this person wanted to get enrolled and the ADR wanted that he should be enrolled on 6th, he could have applied.
The very first thing is that he must have disclosed the correct particular to enable the authority.
So this is perjury.
This
is perjury and misleading the court.
Acceptable to us also.
And wasting the time of the court. Now some other affidavit and they will take you down some other lane.
Anyway,
how many Muslims excluded? How many that
included? Let me make my submissions.
If affidavit is given to your lordship, which is found to be perjury, then a lordship would not hear such a petitioner, my lord. They are trying to mislead the court.
That is the problem, that this person we do not, will express our...
Not the person. ADR is forwarding it to your lordships. ADR.
Somebody who is placing an affidavit before lordship, the person is not there. Some organization is placing before lordship, which is apparently found to be...
They organize...
Then such person is not, should not be heard by the court.
The organization must satisfy itself about the affidavits before throwing it on the court's board.
Proceedings to take place after the election of the parties to first lodge the complaint and business. Yes, this person. Seventh for hearing. The probability it is found first by can you person was below can't even write him. Does not know what are the facts in this affidavit that he's handing over.
उसका पता चला एक आदमी उसमें जो नई एफिडेविट है उसमें
इसका एड्रेस लिखा है उसमें.
Legal authority can be directed to assist in the filing of appeal in the
Your
meantime. As in
Lordship,
the-
Bhushan,
Yes.
you handed over this document.
yes, yes.
Let's
Yesterday.
complete
This document.
So, my lord, your lordship may ask the legal services authority to make an inquiry into this affidavit and submit a report, but that should not detain
I
us
have the voter
on the
draft.
main issue.
Our issue is, it's a responsibility to hand the document across the bar.
Yes, yes.
And this responsibility you have to take.
Yes, I am taking it, my lord. It has been handed over to me by a
Because-
responsible person.
No,
And your lordship may ask the legal services
Sadia,
authority.
you have not handed over the document.
Your lordship may ask the legal services authority to inquire into this affidavit and give your lordship a report.
No,
as
Mr.
to-
Bhushan should file an affidavit how this was filed.
Mr.
I'm sorry,
The
ma'am.
senior advocate.
I'm so sorry. I apologize. I apologize.
Make this.
It was given to me from a responsible person.
One way.
Therefore, I handed it over to your lordship. Now, if the election
can't
commission is saying that there are problems with this affidavit, your lordship may ask the legal services authority to
Okay.
go and verify these facts from this person. His address is given, his name is given. They can go and verify as to what has happened. Whether he gave this affidavit,
No,
whether the facts.
the facts are incorrect.
No,
That have been
he
demonstrated.
is saying so.
Problem
He
is
is
that
saying so.
he's
So, my
demonstrating
lord,
it to
the
me.
election commission is saying so. What I understand
You have
is,
the draft roll.
but that will come out. That
have
will
the
come
draft
out
roll.
in that inquiry as to what are the correct facts.
Difficulty is that if a person has not been found residing at this address,
Yes.
this address itself is wrong or false.
Yes.
And when the description of the voter number or given it is belong to some woman, now how legal authority people will, because there is no contact number here.
No, there is an address there.
What
In
The
the,
address is not found.
who, they are saying,
No, I'm
Your
saying.
lordship may ask the legal services authority to go and check. That's
No,
what
no.
I'm saying.
But does that make these facts correct?
Your lordship may
I'm-
ask the legal services authority to go to
I'm-
this address.
No, I'm sorry.
Authorities are ready, there is no difficulty, we will direct, but why don't we direct, we are rather, there is no need of even direction, our legal authority will willingly help the persons to file their appeal, why they are not coming, why they should not approach for filing appeal?
But, my lord, today we have got 20 other affidavits. Your lordship asked us to produce some affidavits, so we have got 20 other affidavits.
So these
But again,
affidavits-
the election commission
How do
will
we
say,
know?
how do we
No,
know?
no,
How do we know?
After our experience with this affidavit, how do we know the affidavits that you
That's
are
what I'm
annexing
saying.
have the authenticity on the facts
That's
above?
why I'm saying, my lord, your lordship may forget these affidavits.
No,
Ah,
there are
yeah.
20 more.
What I'm saying is, no, I'm saying that your lordship may inquire into this affidavit, certainly.
We are not in the business of
Sure.
inquiring. We are being persuaded.
But my lord, something is orally being said just now across the bar.
Everything is being orally said.
So I can place an affidavit as to how I got this affidavit, who gave me this
Yes, yes.
affidavit,
We are not
and what are
concerned about
the, what are
We
the,
are not concerned on that, who
Yes.
gave and how you get.
Yes.
We are confident that had you known that these facts are incorrect,
no,
you
I'm not,
wouldn't have placed
I'm,
this affidavit.
I'm not admitting that these facts are incorrect, my
But
lord.
then they are demonstrated
No,
to
they are
be
not
incorrect.
demonstrating, they are making an assertion today.
This
All
is
the one
draft roll.
fact
Show
which
him the
may
draft.
be
This
incorrect.
is the draft roll.
I'll tell your lordship what,
They are on the draft roll.
sorry.
At least this inquiry should have
What is
been
there?
made when the draft roll and the part number is given, that whether Mr. Mohammed Shahid is a person whose name was appearing in part 52 of the draft.
Yes.
I agree.
electoral list.
You have got the
I
draft roll.
agree.
They
Without
have.
looking into that, how can you give this?
I
affidavit?
agree with your lordship that
They are-
inquiry.
They are today.
The
repeating
problem
the
today,
contents.
the problem is, my lord, these things are happening so quickly. On the 1st of October, they published the final list. Then, my lord, they did not even publish it in the manner in which it was meant to be published, with the result that we had to spend 4 days in trying to analyze this list, trying to understand how many people have been further deleted, etc.,
So
etc.
now what's happening is
Yes.
that from the field, some
Yes.
remote area, some information is coming to you.
Yes.
That information through you then coming to us. And the only recourse now, as you rightly suggest, left with us is that we refer back to this same area to the legal authority or maybe any other agency to verify. So why can't these people, those who are approaching you people,
Yes.
all the petitioners, why can't they approach at least legal authorities are a neutral platform. Why can't they approach, will provide them free legal aid counsel to file their statutory appeals. They can immediately do it.
But they had already filed. What they are saying is that our name has been excluded from the either of the two things. Our name was excluded from the draft roll. We applied again for inclusion because the election commission kept saying fill up form 6, fill up form 6. We will only accept for inclusion by form 6. We filled up for these people filled up form 6. And even after filling up form 6, their name has not been found in the final roll. This is one type of affidavit.
File an appeal.
The other type of affidavit is they are saying our name has suddenly been excluded. We were in the draft roll. It has been excluded from the final list, but we neither received any notice nor did we receive the final order.
But this
Now-
factual plea can be raised by them very effectively in
What is happening?
Firstly,
That's why I'm saying, my lord, your lordship may allow me to just
no,
नोडल ऑफिसर लगाइए
Yes.
Your
nobody,
lordship may allow me to just give your lordship an overview.
15 days they will make.
no elector has
Your
come
lordship will
forward
now
to say
just
that they
give
have
an
not been
overview
given
of
the
what
order.
happened, and
No
then your
elector.
lordship will understand what the problem.
Even those persons who are saying that no order has been provided to them to enable
They are
them
not
to file
coming
the
here.
appeal.
Yes.
If
They
we
can
direct
file
our
appeal.
secretary, if you direct our secretary state district legal service authorities,
Yes.
that if they approach them, our secretary will make sure that the copies of the orders are provided to them, number one. Two, we can also go to the extent of directing
Yes.
that the appeal will
No
be,
problem.
limitation will be counted from the date the order is applied to them.
Perfectly correct, my lord. That's very salutary. No problem with that. What I am trying to show, and that is the burden of my affidavit. They said you file your written submissions in the form of an affidavit. We have filed it in the
So
form
we
of an
will respond
affidavit.
to that.
Now, my lord, I want to
Half
show
of
from
them is
that
false.
affidavit as to what are the problems that have occurred. What are the deviations from their own rules, from their own guidelines, from their own manual?
Bhushan,
What is the lack of transparency?
Mr. Bhushan,
Yes,
while maintaining some fairness on our part to both sides,
yes,
today or yesterday some affidavit is given to them.
Yes,
Yes.
we
You
will
are
respond.
right to give an affidavit. You are entitled to file an affidavit. We have been permitting you.
yes.
So there is nothing wrong in filing the affidavit.
Yes.
Mr. Yadav has also come out with some information. After all, if he has given an affidavit, it must contain some responsible information.
Yes.
We'll go by that.
Yes.
Others can also file affidavit, but then we also need to give some time to them to verify it.
It's all
And
right.
that will take
But
away the entire time.
I just wanted to show what is the deviation, massive deviations from their own
So I have to
2003
respond, no, I have to
guidelines
respond.
of special intensive revision of when they did in 2003, the special intensive revision, they had a set of guidelines. If this is what needs to be done in this, for example, my lord, one of the things was that nobody will be required to file an enumeration form. The earlier list will be treated as the base list, that no document will be required to be given. On the other hand, the onus was on the election officer, the booth level officers, to go from house to house, meet the head of the family in each house, ascertain from the head of the family who are the people who ordinarily live here, and thereafter give a copy of that thing to the head of the family, get his signature and give him a copy. That was the rule.
We will respond.
Now what has been done?
With the advent of technology nowadays, let us not think of procedure of 2003 to be followed.
But technology, they are not, unfortunately, my lord. If the technology
Look,
had been rightly applied,
Let us respond
it
to
would
this.
have been easy to exclude the bogus voters from the electoral roll by seeing that, look, these two are duplicates because same name, same father's name, same various other things, same age, etc. But they have not done that. As a result of which, my lord, there are lakhs of people
No-
who share the same
No
name.
names given.
Number
nothing.
two, there are still thousands of people, or rather tens of thousands of people, whose names or fathers' names are gibberish. A, B, C, D, X, Y, Z. This is the father's name, etc. If they had used technology, this kind of thing would not have happened. All the technology, You have everything in a computerized form, and yet you are not using the technology nor giving the citizens
Because I'm sorry,
an access
not one
to the
name,
lists
not
on
one
the
name,
basis of that
not
computerized.
one name has been given in the affidavit to show that it is ABC. And gibberish, I don't know. Somebody may feel Ramu is gibberish and Biharia is gibberish. That's how the names are in the villages. Mr. Bhushan may not be having
Well, Lord,
conversant with
what
villages.
What I request is,
But let them give the names.
what I
All
request
this
is,
lecture is for the
therefore,
newspapers and
your
the narratives.
lordship may first get a factual overview of what has been the sum total of this SIR exercise in Bihar from Mr.
Let us first file
And thereafter,
affidavit.
my lord, I'll take your
Response.
lordship systematically, very quickly, bullet point wise, what are the deviations from the original guidelines? What are the deviations from their own rules and manuals? And what is the lack of transparency today? The whole problem is arising because there is no transparency in what they are doing. If there was transparency, my lord, as your lordship is saying, today technology exists, they have that technology. They have everything in a computerized form. And yet, my lord, they are not giving from the draft list, who are the people who have been excluded? From the original list, who are the people who have been re-included, who had been excluded from the draft list? All that technology they have, but they are not giving that. With the result, my lord, that we have to spend literally hundreds of hours going through everything and one by one trying to find out. And on the basis of that, I want to show to your lordship what has happened. That's why I said that I was requesting that your lordship may allow Mr. Yogendra Yadav just 15 minutes.
No.
Yadav is always welcome. There is no issue.
Let us file a response.
So will be you welcomed.
Let us file a response.
Just 1 minute. Half a minute. I'm on a point that the court said.
Somebody filing.
On the point of, sir, please.
Bring the
On the
computer.
point of appeal, my lords, as per section 23(3) of the Representation of Peoples Act, the rolls will freeze on 17th October 25, which is the last date for filing nominations, which is 9 days from now. My lords, while the scheme tells you in how much time I should file an appeal, provided the order is with me, it does not give any timeline for passing the order on the appeal. 17th October, 9 days
We
from
can do
now.
that. We can do that.
Madam, we understand that.
Please, my lords.
And we would have been with you if you had come before us saying that 5,000
My
people
lords,
have filed an appeal.
Just one.
And appeal can be,
My lords,
madam,
I'm sorry.
1 second.
I'm sorry.
An appeal can be just by saying that my name is deleted, but no order has been passed.
That's true.
No order has been communicated. The first ground of appeal is breach of natural justice.
That is right.
Why hasn't that been advised to your clients?
They have.
Or whoever they are? What they have? Give us one appeal being filed.
And let me say
See,
just one thing.
One way out can be.
Let us structure the argument.
We again,
It's too much of passion, little of reason.
What
My
I'm,
lords,
one way out can be that.
if an appeal is filed, we will decide it will not be well in time.
Let it be filed.
Yes,
Let the
that's
child be
right.
born.
Who is
Time
making
part,
a
we
demand?
can always.
Before that-
You for the
I'm
election
trying-
commission, Mr. Hansaria, we would have loved to hear you for election commission.
But before we go
You
into
see,
that,
that's
Justice
the side
Sultan was
that
speaking.
we thought that once the appeals are filed,
please, my
and even
lords.
if there is no timeline given, then for that, of course, we will issue a directive.
Please, my
We would
lords.
have-
Please, my
we
lords.
would like to monitor everything that.
Yes, my lords. That,
Not only that, tomorrow the problem may arise that suppose the appeals are rejected with one line cryptic order.
yes.
We will have to take care of that part also.
Please, my lords.
So we would like to ensure that the orders are reasoned.
Yes,
A person must know that what is the reason my appeal has been dismissed or why I have been excluded.
yes.
This part we can assure and reassure you.
We are very
That
grateful.
is why we
Next,
thought-
I wanted to draw the court's attention as far as getting affidavits from the ground. It's work in progress. It's not, for us also, my lord is saying we must scrutinize the information that
Because
comes.
it's unnecessarily creating a lot of burden on you also. Some information is coming, that information be partly correct, partly incorrect, partly incomplete also.
Yes.
And maybe in a given case, it can be false also. And then this, unfortunately, the burden comes to you, then the burden comes to us, and then we ask them. So it is
So
unnecessary.
without verifying, we will not pass on erroneous information or incomplete information.
And it may ultimately deprive that the person, the concerned of what for which we are all,
My lord is right.
So that is fine, but my lord, if your
So let
lordship
us file a
just
response.
allows me-
Give us time to
allows
file
me,
a
my lord,
response to their
your
affidavit.
lordship
And then your
allows
lordship
me-
may hear.
If your lord, what
we will
response?
grant you time.
Yes.
If in case we find that yes, there is something which requires,
As-
we'll surely give you time.
Tuesday to we are clear. Let them within Tuesday, let's file that whatever absence.
We are within minutes.
Item 2 का potential है.
Legal authority वाला कह रहे हैं बहुत अच्छा से उसकी.
So your lordship may kindly allow me to take your lordship through my submission, which is in the form of an affidavit now, which is what the election commission wanted. Now, that will give your tell your lordship the broad picture, which I wanted Lord Mr. Yadav to give your lordship.
No, but Sri Yadav can,
The
Yes,
factual picture as to what is the net result of this SIR in Bihar. That 10% voters have been finally from the population ratio. Earlier, election commission used to give the final electoral roll on 6 formats. One of the formats was the ratio of the people who are in the electoral roll vis-a-vis the adult population of the state. Another ratio was the gender balance in the final roll versus the gender balance of adults in the state. Another format was age-wise segregation. How many voters in this age group, how many voters in this age group. But this time nothing like that has been done. Then there was constituency-wise.
It has
how
been
many
done.
people have been
It
included?
has been done.
How many people
It's
have
there,
been
what-
excluded from the earlier roll?
All that. has
That
been
also
done.
they have not
Yes.
given. Then there was what percentage of the people in each constituency and in each polling booth have epic card and photo identity card, etc. Even that has not been given. That's today, your lordship is absolutely right. From till today, technology has increased enormously. And the capacity of the election commission to use that technology has also increased enormously. From day one, we have been
It
saying,
has been
Lord,
done.
in fact, if your
It has
lordship
been done.
recalls, even though 65 lakh voters who were deleted in the draft roll, their list was not being given. When your lordship directed them to give that list, they gave the list and also gave the reasons for their deletion, etc. But today, when the final list is published and they say that 3.65 lakh voters or something like that have been excluded from the final roll due to objections for one reason or another, that list has not been given. They also say that 21 lakh new voters have been enrolled as a result of filling up Form 6 or otherwise. That list has also not been given. So why is the Election Commission shying away from giving? And why are the lists not being given in a machine readable form? What is the reason?
Supreme Court passed.
Why should, my lord, somebody not be able to put the list through some kind of computer analysis to check what is happening, what has happened, etc.? They say privacy. What is the privacy in this? My lord, what is the privacy in this? In the voters list, what is the privacy? Today, everybody is concerned with having a clean voters list, that all the people who need to be included should be included, all the people who are duplicates should be excluded, or all the people who are non-citizens who have moved out should be excluded. We all agree with that. But for that, the lists should be analyzable. And for them to be analyzable, they have to be in a machine readable form. Then only we can see this is a duplicate, this is a duplicate. The same person is there in some other constituency or some other state, etc. How will we, my lord, in the absence of that, be able to make out? We have been burning the midnight oil, trying to do all these things without a machine readable form, only in a manual list, etc. We have been trying very hard to get whatever information we can. And that's why, my lord, I wanted your lordship to first get a broad overview as to what has been the result of this exercise. And that's why I wanted your lordship may hear Mr. Yadav for
No, let us first file a response.
Just a minute, let us hear Mr. Yadav for 10
Yes, sir.
minutes, then we will give time
Very
to,
well.
then only you will be able to respond, unless you will hear them, what response you will give.
Lordship will give me all the bill submission. I have
Sir,
just
आप-
handed over.
Yes, yes.
सब एफिडेविट नहीं है उससे बाहर कुछ
Sir,
नहीं।
what is this? Again, no affidavit documents were this.
It's an ADR affidavit, sir.
All right, only 1 minute, Mr. Yadav,
Sir.
just write on this. Regardless of the outcome of these proceedings, one of the challenge that has risen before during the court proceeding is to ensure the right to appeal to those approximate 3.70 lakh persons who are slated to have been excluded from the final voter list. Though the Election Commission of India has taken a categorical stand that each such person has been served with the order containing reasons for exclusion, this fact is being disputed on behalf of the petitioners. Full stop. Since the time to file appeals is running short, we deem it appropriate as an interim measure to request the Executive Chairman, BIHAR State Legal Service Authority, to send a communication, preferably today itself, to all the secretaries, to his member secretary, to all the secretaries of the District Legal Service Authority to provide, 1I, the services of the paralegal volunteers, 2I, free legal aid counsels to file the statutory appeal, to enable the excluded voters, the excluded persons to file their statutory appeals. Full stop. Next paragraph. The secretaries of the state legal service authorities are directed to immediately re-notify the mobile numbers and full description of the paralegal volunteers in each village, who in turn will contact. What is the local officer you are?
BLO, booth level officer.
Level officer. They will collect the information in respect of the persons who have been excluded from the final voter list, and the paralegal volunteers will reach out to them, informing such persons their right to file appeal, and they will also offer the facilities to draft the appeals, as well as the free legal aid counsel from the approved panel, so that such appeals are filed within the time limitation period. The state legal service authority will collate the information after receiving it from all the secretaries of the district legal DLSs, and shall submit a status report to this court. Within 1 week. Next paragraph. The question of issuing appropriate directions to the appellate authorities for deciding the appeals within a timeline and through reasoned order shall be considered on the next date of hearing. Next slide, please.
This order, I'm sorry,
Yes.
this order, you must also consider applying those who would have filed claims against the non-presence of their names in the draft roll, but those claims have, the same order will apply to them also. That's all.
The aforesaid directions to the state legal service authority shall apply mutatis mutandis,
Yes.
even in the case of those persons whose names were not in,
Present in the draft roll and had filed claims in
were
respect.
present in the draft voter list.
My lord, your lordship's order is already there where lordships recorded our statement that till the last date of nomination, they can file. That's already there, my lord.
We are only enabling.
So so till the last date of nomination, that must come, my lord.
That is there.
Not after that, my lord.
We are only providing the free legal aid. In the case of those whose names were there, were there in the draft voter list, but have been excluded in the, were not included.
It has to be 10 days before the last date.
Were not included even in the draft list.
Lordship would also clarify this will not, my lord, postpone the election process which has been set.
No.
Have we postponed it in any way?
Mr. Ansari,
Mr. Hansaria, have we
have a
postponed
right
it
to
in
appeal
any
under
way?
your SOP. Under the Election Commission of India's SOP, they have a right to appeal. We are only enabling.
It's already there.
That is what we are providing them. That is we are all providing. Yes, Mr. Yadav.
Grateful, my lord, for this opportunity to assist the court on factual matters. There are legal luminaries on both sides who know law and who can argue the legal matter. I'm merely on the factual side of it. Matters got somewhat hot, but this is actually not an adversarial petition at all. We are all here with a common objective. And if it succeeds, we all gain. There cannot be two arguments about the fact that voters list need improvement, that the existing measures have not fully succeeded, that a special measure is required. It cannot be anybody's case that Election Commission does not have the authority to do so. Obviously, they have the authority and also they have the duty under the Constitution. So who can object to them wanting to do so? The contention, my lord, is not about their rights, not about the fact of wanting to do a special revision. It is about the nature of revision which is being suggested. And what it has done, this special revision that has been ordered, is that it has weaponized a very normal and benign process. Revision is a regular, required, benign process. It has become turned into a weapon. It has the three weapons have been included in it. First is systemic exclusion, which is to say, if you don't file your enumeration form by such and such date, you automatically cease to be even on draft rolls and all your legal rights get extinguished on that very day, which has never happened in this country. Number two, there is a structural exclusion, which is to say, unless you provide these documents, we cannot consider your case. What they have done in one stroke is that they have widened the wall and they have also raised the height of the wall. Everyone should provide documents and documents are of this order. And number three, there is possibility of targeted exclusion because citizenship is being inquired into for the first time, something which was not there and is prohibited. But that is something you are going to debate. Now, to my mind, and my lord, that's where I wanted to come in on the factual part of it. All over the world, voters' lists are judged on three parameters: completeness, equity, and accuracy. Completeness is the size of the overall electoral roll, roughly the same that it should be given what we know about the population. Equity is, are different social groups being treated in a proportionate way? Do they have the weight that they have in the population? And accuracy is, are these entries error-free? I want to suggest to the court, propose, my lord, that on all these three counts, we have a very, very serious problem. Section A of what I want to say is on the completeness part of it, where it does not require much argument, and I'm sure my friends would also not disagree. SIR has led to the largest ever shrinkage of electoral roll in the history of this country. The total shrinkage is 47 lakhs. It was 65 earlier in the draft, but now we can forget the draft rolls. 47 lakh is the shrinkage that has happened. In the history of this country, my friends can correct me if I'm making a mistake, this much shrinkage has never happened. Now someone might say, all right, it has happened, but what can we do? There were errors, there were mistakes, we had to remove it. That's not the case, my lord, and I want to take you to graphic 1 that is in front of you. The first question we should be asking is, what is the population of Bihar? What is the adult population of Bihar? How many people should be on electoral rolls? And the answer is not given by me. It's not my estimate. These are estimate of the expert group appointed by the government of India, whose data is routinely used by the Election Commission. In fact, it is mandated by the Election Commission that every CEO should use that data. Now, that data tells me that in the month of September, Bihar's adult population, and my lord, this is minus deaths, minus migration, all these factors have been taken into account by the technical group. The adult population of Bihar in the month of September is 8 crore 22 lakhs. It is not a disputed figure from any side. In other words, the total electoral roll of Bihar should have been 8.22 lakhs, 8 crore 22 lakhs. When SIR began, the electoral roll was 7 crore 89 lakhs. Now, I would judge the completeness of electoral roll by saying, have we moved from 7.89 towards 8.22? There is nothing like 100% correct, but do we move towards that? Unfortunately, instead of moving in the north, it has moved in the south. It has brought us 47 lakhs below that. And now, if you were to just look at chart 1, my lord, there is a red line. This red line is about the percentage of adult population which is reflected in the electoral roll. As you can see, my lord, for the initial 3-4 years, Bihar had a genuine problem because they had more people on the electoral rolls than was the population of Bihar, adult population. This, my lord, you can see all these figures that are going
SIR
down.
in any case was justified if this fact was there.
I'm just coming to that, sir. Yes, I'm actually coming to that. This is a medicine administered after the patient has been cured. That's my case, sir. So,
200 and
yes, my lord.
population and the difference between elector and population was 107, touching at 107%.
Yes, my
So
lord.
there was a swelling
Yes, my
of
lord.
the electoral population, or there may be duplication or whatever, in comparison to the adult population, particularly in respect of 2015 assembly election and 2014 Lok Sabha election.
Indeed, my lord.
So
I'm
this
here to assess the
definitely-
court, not to provide only one side of the picture.
Right. So
Bihar
this
had a
is
problem.
Definitely a thing which required correction.
My lord, if I can just take you through that. There is a graphic and there is a table. So the year that you referred to, my lord, 2016, that is a year.
2000, if you see from 2014, it rises
Yes, sir.
and it goes on till 2022.
Exactly, my
And
lord.
the SSR are depressing now. You
Yes.
see the depressing SSRs coming from 2022, bringing it down to 99%, 97%, and now, according to you, which is a chunk reduction of 90%.
Absolutely, my lord, you've got the point. Yes, Bihar had a problem. Bihar, in fact, if you see the table on the next page,
About 110% excess.
yes, anything above 100% indicates a problem in the system. And my lord, on the
100% problem, Dr. Yadav, but 105%
yes.
is a crisis, not a problem.
107.
So, my lord,
105 is a crisis.
exactly. My lord, that's what I'm trying to say. If you look at the table next page, the year that you mentioned, 2016,
Yes.
Bihar had 38 lakh more voters than the adult population of Bihar at that point. And as you rightly pointed out, my lord, the problem has been cured after that.
And now the
38 comes
reduction
down
is
to
40
28.
47 lakh.
Yes,
It was
my lord.
38 lakh on this side, and now it is 40 lakh on the other side.
Now it's 81 on the other side.
Yes, because 37 plus 40 added.
Yes.
That is what is the
My lord,
swing of
what's
the-
happening is the patient has a blood pressure problem. The problem is cured. The day problem is cured, next day you give them a shock treatment. And now the patient suffers from low blood pressure, not high blood pressure. That's actually what has happened in Bihar. So for first year, if I could just take 1 second, my lord, as you can see from 38 lakh, the figure keeps coming down. And my contention, my lord, is that the problem is
referring to-
actually cured in 2023.
You are referring to graphic 2.
Graphic 1, my lord. And if there's a table attached to that. So we can either look at the table or we can look at the graphic. My, my lord, if you look at the table, which is just next to the graphic,
Yes, it's
in
very
year
clear.
2023, the problem is cured. Now we do not have excess voters. We have excess population, but it's okay. 2-3% here and there is
same.
yeah, it can not, never be
99%.
100% exactly the same. So it's okay. There is a 11 gap. The gap goes up slightly, 24, 27. All this is tolerable. But my lord, look at what SIR has done. Now, from a gap of 27 lakh people, there was a deficit of 27 lakh when SIR began. In one stroke, that has become a deficit of 81 lakh. I request my colleagues, some of them are very learned people, officials of Election Commission as well, please point me out one election in the history of India where the gap between adult population and electorate was 80 lakh. That's my one point, my lord. 10%, 80 lakhs. May I now shift to second aspect, equity. In equity, again, Election Commission's own norms are, look at the gender ratio, be very careful, gender ratio should not be violated. May I have just one small addition to what I said on point 1, which is that even this 47 which has happened is actually a very deliberately reduced impact of SIR. And the reason for that, my lordship, are you sitting here. Because when you started applying brakes, when the court expressed, when you said it is for inclusion, not for exclusion, that is when Election Commission started doing things which actually are against the written norms of the SIR. But thankfully, they were legally incorrect, but they were in the favor of the people. There are two things Election Commission did. Number one, when it was quite clear that the number of forms will not come back, a large number of forms are not going to come back. And the number, my sense is it would have been almost 2 crore people who may not have been able to fill the forms. But your lordship were looking at it. Therefore, Election Commission directed the BLOs to ensure that forms are filled. May I suggest that about 20% of the forms, according to all the estimates we have generated, were filled by the BLO where the person concerned did not even know that his form has been filled. This is what brought it to 65 lakhs. Otherwise, we would have been looking at 2 crore. Why am I bringing up? Not to blame them. I'm very happy that this bit was done. But sir, this may not be available in other states. Because the impact, the moment you shift the onus from authorities to the people, all over the world, about 15 to 20% people will drop out. This is what was going to happen in Bihar. Election Commission thankfully controlled it. And the second thing they also did.
You rightly said that basically it's not adversarial. And let us say the procedural lacuna which you have pointed out, I think that will make them also wiser for the future other states where.
That's my only.
Apprehend that it might not happen in the other states. So that may be a challenge before them to effectively address.
My lord, that's my central reason why I'm before you. My friends would know what can be done in Bihar now, etc. That is for them. That is for all of you to decide. I'm here simply to point out the results of an audit. Please take it as an audit. And of course, they would tomorrow say what's wrong with our audit. They should have the chance. But this is an audit to be placed before the country so that we know what not to do in future. So one thing that saved Bihar was forgery on the part of BLOs. It helped the country, it saved Bihar. It was forgery, plain and simple. Number two, what happened was, my lord, that even before your Aadhaar order
One can
came.
say it was a proactive support.
Yes, that's a nice word. Very proactive support given by BLOs, and I hope every BLO of this country does it in a uniform and fair way for every person concerned. Please, sir.
See, Mr.
I'm
Yadav,
here
in-
to assist the
Mr.
court.
Yadav, in
Yeah.
the rural areas, you must have seen it and experienced it. People are, for them, they are very enthusiastic and they, for them, it's like something, a mela, a celebration when election or election process comes. So it's normally each one of them, most of them will get otherwise also activated. They will go, they will talk, they will meet, they will, small group, bigger group, they start discussing all these things.
The aversion to election and the democratic process is to the more privileged.
Absolutely, Milord.
You find the lowest turnout at the most economically viable and well-off spots of the country.
And
May
that's
I-
the
may I
difficulty we
take
faced
the-
not when we
We know,
went.
Mr.
Yes.
May I take the liberty of saying, Milord, that
Not the-
I had written
Not the
a
poor.
technical paper proving this to the world, that we are different. In fact, one of the reasons I was known in academia was for that technical paper, which showed that unlike the West, in our country, as you go down the social hierarchy, turnout increases.
Exactly.
In the US and everywhere in the West, the moment you go down social hierarchy, turnout goes down. And I had proven, this was actually my technical paper. So I'm very glad that it was noticed, that this point is, because that's what makes our democracy so different. And that's why the second point that I was saying was, why is it that it was only 47 lakhs? It's only 47 lakh is very bad, but it is only 47 lakh. And the second reason is,
Sorry.
Milord, the second thing that moderated the possible effect and limited it only to 47 is that the Election Commission, to use your language, very creatively interpreted its rule of giving exemption to those who were there in 2003. As you would recall, Milord, the original order said, if you were in 2003, you get an exemption from filing documents, but your child does not get exemption. Your child has to file.
But later on, those
Listen,
child and they were granted.
yeah, so the original order said, if my father is on the 2003 rolls, he gets an exemption. I have to file my and my father's paper. 1 week later, through a press release, Election Commission said, you don't have to file your father's paper, but you clearly have to prove your own papers. They said that.
But that, yes, my father is there in 2003.
No, my lord. The Election Commission's press release clearly said that you now have an exemption from filing your father's papers, provided you can give just an extract. You only have to give an extract of electoral rolls for your father. But you have to give one of the 11 documents for yourself. The press release clearly says that. Thereafter, I don't know what happened because there are no formal legal traces. But Election Commission has been excessively kind, and I must be very grateful to the Election Commission that they quietly ordered, possibly on phone, that you also get an exemption if your father is there. Then something strange happened, very strange and very lovely. Election Commission also said to the officers, कि पिताजी नहीं मिलते, माताजी नहीं मिलती, कोई बात नहीं, नाना, चाचा, मामा, ताऊ, जो मिल जाए कर दो. My lord, this does not exist anywhere in paper. I would be grateful if Election Commission says that this is what we did, and this would apply in future to all the states of this country.
This is on the
Let them do
affidavit,
so.
Chacha, Nana, Tao. I don't know from where my friend is
My
arguing.
lord,
This is the whole
may I-
problem. They are
may-
looking at what is to come out in the newspapers tomorrow. So Chacha Commission said something like this. From where? Where is this sworn on the affidavit?
May I therefore request the Election Commission to kindly place
Lordship,
before the
by
court,
submission, he is not from Bihar, so he has no.
please,
Not like this.
my lord,
Not necessary from Bihar.
we don't need to fight it here.
He's.
One simple thing would do, my
No,
lord.
it's not a lecture room, my lord. This is a case where you have to file an affidavit so that we can respond with that we said, Nana, we phoned up, and I mean, from where? This is
My lord, this is part of the ADR affidavit. Nothing that I'm saying is beyond the affidavit.
TV interviews much more.
This is called a left-handed compliment, my lord. We did something great, but what we did was something unauthorized, unlawful. We pick up the phone and we said, Chacha, Tau, sab pakad lo, jisko chahe mil jaye, kar lo. And thanks to the BLOs, I mean, all this is.
There is, my lord, a very simple way of resolving
I
this.
said, let us respond.
Could the court please order?
Granting you time.
But he should file an affidavit if.
We are going
The
to.
problem with Mr. Yadav is that he doesn't take responsibility on affidavit for what he argues. He thinks, Lord, that this is an anchor room, my lord, where in the news media in the evening he will
Everything
sit
is on
and he
the
will give a
affidavit
lecture
of ADR.
and the whole country will listen to him, and that's the whole narrative setting.
Everything that he is arguing is on the basis of our affidavit, which is there.
Court chori campaign wala.
Every
So
single,
let him swear in affidavit.
All right, I think Ms. Yadav now concluding.
Please.
Granting you time.
please, sir. The one simple way of finding out whether what I'm saying is correct or not may be to direct the Election Commission to kindly specify, did they or did they not use Vanshawali? Vanshawali is the technical word for that, which does not exist on SIR, but has been extensively used. And would the Election Commission kindly place the facts before the country? Because it's not just Bihar, the whole country would play this out. Would they kindly place the record of each of the 12 documents now? What proportion of Bihar's electorate had filed each of those 12 documents? We would get to know the truth. And I'm saying with all sense of responsibility, nearly 40% of the electorate of Bihar did not file any one of the 11 documents. 12th one they did, 11 they did not. And it is only because of the Vanshawali route that they actually could be helped to get onto the rolls. But anyway, I'll just be very quick, my lord. On the equity question, the second measure of judging it, there are all kinds of issues, but I will stick only to the one formal thing that Election Commission itself has always recognized, namely gender. Election Commission has always said any deterioration in gender ratio should be very closely monitored. And I'm going to show, my lord, that the gains of 10 years in gender ratio has been wiped out by SIR. If you would kindly look at the second graphic, my lord, the blue line shows you the gender ratio of Bihar's population, which we can see is growing and is getting better. So that's a very good news for Bihar and for the country. The red line shows the gender ratio in the voters list. And as we can see, that's also good news because things were getting better. So the gap between the blue line and the red line was coming closer and closer and closer till we hit SIR. Suddenly the red line goes down and now we have again a huge gap. And in terms of data, earlier, the number of women that we should have had on electoral rolls and the number that we had, the gap used to be nearly 20 lakhs, 21 lakhs. Gradually it came down, and by January this year, we were down to only 7 lakh of a gap. What does SIR do? SIR make that 7 lakh again into 16 lakhs. And 10 years of gains in the electoral rolls have been wiped out by SIR. I'm sure my colleagues would be very concerned, and they would not want this to be repeated in the rest of the country. May I urge, my lord, that there is nothing specific about Bihar in this case. Wherever SIR goes, this will happen to women. This will happen to the gender ratio. It's built into the structure of it. Finally, my lord, about accuracy. My colleagues were asking, here are the facts. On the accuracy, we are on page 5, my lord. Gibberish values, voters' first name, which are gibberish. Since my senior colleague wanted examples, did you want to check the examples first, my lord, before coming to data? So we have, and it's exactly AC number 172, booth number 59, Nirvachak ka naam, blank. There is no name. Next one, Nirvachak ka naam, sirf E ki matra. That's the name of the Nirvachak. This is from the final rolls. AC number, booth number, page number is given. If I'm wrong, my friends will correct me by tomorrow morning. Next, sir, Nirvachak ka naam blank, Pati ka naam blank, Makan ka naam blank. That person is going to vote. Mr. Blank is going to vote because his husband is also blank and his house number is blank. Next, my lord, I'll just draw your attention to the next one. The name is in Kannada. It is a Bihar electoral roll. The name is printed in Kannada. The next, my lord, the name is printed in Tamil. Bihar's elections are going to be held on this roll, my lord. Please correct me. Please tell me if I'm wrong. I would be happy to take responsibility and apologize to this court. So this is what I mean by gibberish. If this is not gibberish, what is gibberish? Voters, 25,000 such names of voters exist. Relative names, 57,000 are gibberish. Invalid epic number, fortunately, that has come down. It's only 3,000 now. So that's one thing for which Election Commission should be complimented. Age less than 18 or more than 100, 11,000. I don't need to waste your time, my lord. On the biggest thing is house number, which is zero, null or junk, 4,21,000. So that's one. We can move on to the next, my lord. Page 8 here, duplication. Now, as my friend Prashant Bhushan had pointed out, Election Commission has a very detailed protocol on duplication. In year 2016, Election Commission issued very detailed IT instructions. There is one full chapter of instructions about how deduplication should take place. Very detailed instructions on how photo recognition should take place. And my lord, with all this, the Election Commission of India, from a country which is supplying IT to the rest of the world, we cannot find out the fact that there is Tamil name in this. But anyway, I'm on duplication, my lord. Here are these cases of duplication. You would have seen different numbers for duplication. And the reason is it depends on how tightly you set the criteria. So Lord's own name, Kant, can be spelled either with a half na or can be spelled with a bindi. These are two different spellings. Computer would see them as two different things. So we applied, we said, no, the spelling should be absolutely identical. Bindi honi chahiye, na bhi ho to galat hai. Strict test thing, there are 5,24,000 names in Bihar, which are duplicates of this kind today in the final voters list. And what makes me even more sad, my lord, is that in the draft list, it was only 4,90,000. There were 4,90,000 names. Media wrote about it. There was cry in the country. And I would have imagined Election Commission would have done some corrections by now. Instead of corrections, things have got worse. 30,000 more names. I'm happy to give the entire computer file to my friends to check out. And if there's any error, we can talk about it. And if we say duplicates across constituencies, which is also a problem, same person voting in more than one constituencies, which is a much bigger problem. This is 63 lakh such names. I'm not suggesting that these 63 lakhs are fake voters. Many of them may not be fake voter. Someone, Rajiv, father's name Sanjay is a very common thing. So there could be something of this sort. But the Election Commission's protocols require them to physically verify it. May we ask Election Commission, do they have a deduplication software at all? No, they're required to have it, but I can't imagine that this is what the result would be. My lord, you can look at the photographs. We normally don't get photograph thing. This is from Patna Sahib constituency of Bihar. Unfortunately, we do not, as citizens, have access to electronic voting, the rolls with photographs. So this is only from one constituency. Now, why in this age of AI, in 1 second, you would be able to see same photo, same name, same everything. Why do they persist? Next, my lord, the clear protocol is you let the computer identify these cases, then you go in the field and check it out. Maybe there are two people with identical names and identical father's name, that's possible. Identical age, gender, possible. But please verify.
It can be.
This should have been verified. Lakhs of cases of that kind. Bulk electorate. On this, my lord, one household with 10 voters or more. This threshold is not set by me. This is in the manual of electoral rolls of the Election Commission. Commission says, if you find 10 or more voters in one house, something suspicious, go and physically verify. How many houses of that kind do we have in the final electoral rolls of Bihar, my lord? 21 lakh households, which have 3,59 lakh voters, nearly half of Bihar's population. Is it possible, my lord? Why was this not checked? The electoral manual says in that case, ERO has a personal mandate to physically verify it.
But is it continuing, Mr. Yadav, in the previous roles also?
Yes, my lord, we have given
Must
the
have been
previous.
because this mistake or whatever, it must have traveled from the earlier.
Yes, my lord, and in all fairness, we have given the earlier figures as well. In January, it was 24 lakh. It has come in draft roll, it was 20 lakh. Now it has come to 21 lakhs. I'm not saying this is a problem which is arising for the first time. I'm saying if someone on the basis of this tells me this is purification of electoral rolls, I don't know whether to laugh or to cry. This is the IT hub of the world, which cannot do these elementary things.
Maybe more, because more is very subjective word, because suppose there are 50 voters in one house, that will be certainly doubtful.
So, my lord, just look at the table
10,
below
12,
that.
10, 12 voters in India in one house.
So many joint families, Lord, I don't know. And I wonder if my learned friend wants them to be deleted, Lord. He started by saying that there is a lot of
He's
disenfranchisement.
talking of purification. If they are to be deleted, nothing can be done.
May I remind my friends of their own manual, which says it is no one's case that a house with more than 10 is fake. No. The simple order, and this is manual paragraph 11.4.3, which says electoral registration officer shall field check households with more than 10 electors. This is your own manual, my lord. I'm not saying anything new.
Checking, not deleting.
And you said, my lord, कि चलो 50 हो तो बिल्कुल गड़बड़ होगा, है ना? I'm giving you 100 now. Please look at the next table, 100. A house with 100 or more names. That we agree is shady. There are 2,200 houses which have 4.5 lakh people of Bihar in those houses. And my lord, the last one gives you the merit list.
Some purification, it was 2,900.
Yes.
Pre-SIR.
Absolutely.
So some purification has taken place.
So maybe we should compliment them.
600 households
have also reduced.
And my lord,
Compliment
at the
by-
bottom,
They are also reduced.
at the bottom is the merit list of Bihar. A house, and these are not house number 1 or 0. House number 6 had 880 electors in one single house. Newspapers were doing stories on this when the draft electoral rolls came. I thought they have 1 month's time, they would have cleaned it up. No, 880 people still live in that one single house. 880, 855, 855, 853, 851, 829, 817, 811, 801. And I'm just giving you the top 10 households of Bihar. Maybe one should visit those places. Just 2 more things and I'm done, my lord. About additions. Election Commission has added 21 lakh names, which is very good, especially because the SIR exercise did not allow for any additions at all. But my lord, who would be new voters? Normally, new voters would be aged 18, 19. That is what the Election Commission expects. Of the 21 lakh names that they have added, less than 20% belong to 18 or 19 category. More than 40% are above 25 years of age. Again, 25 is not my threshold, my lord. Election manual says anyone who comes to you with an application as a new voter and age is 25 or more, please check it very carefully. Something is shady about it. That's election manual, not me. 40% of these 21 lakh cases belong to that category. Did they do that check? There are, incidentally, about more than 100 people who are 100 years old, more than 6,000 people who are 80 years and old and who have filed to be new voters in Bihar. We should probably be very happy about these things. And these examples are of people who are 124-year-old. This is just from the final voters list. 124-year-old, 128-year-old people in the new voters list, which has been given 5 days ago. One final thing, and I'm done, my lord. This is the objection part of it. As you know, my lord, the commission, this is what we were discussing. Commission also allows you to file objections. About 4 lakh, I think a little less than 4 lakh objections were filed. Most of the records were uploaded. I just want to place 2 things before you. We managed to download only 2,42,000 records because other records were gibberish. We couldn't do that. Would you believe it, my lord, out of 2,42,000 people who have filed objections to someone's name, 1,41,000 had filed objections to their own name. Please remember, this person has filed an enumeration form in the month of July to say, please include my name in the electoral roll, and says, if I'm making a false statement, I'm liable to be punished. The same person next month filed an application, not 1 or 2, 1,40,000 people are filing applications to say, please remove my name from electoral rolls and punish me if I'm making a mistake. Not just that, my lord. 41 of them are saying, I am dead. Please don't laugh. 41 of them are saying, I am dead. Please remove my name. Election Commission has kindly removed 39 of them from the electoral rolls. This is the state of affairs. And what is the problem in someone saying, I'm dead? Filing a notice.
There can be errors. We said that in the court, which is.
Finally, maybe I should just focus. Finally, my lord, in this, because there's been so much focus on possible foreigners who were there and have been excluded. So how would a foreigner be excluded? By someone filing a complaint. Someone files a complaint to say you are a foreigner, your name should be deleted. In all, in the state of Bihar, out of 7.24 crore people who were there on the draft roll, who could be objected to, there were only 1,087 objections. Only 1,087 objections, of which 390 were sustained. 390 names were removed. We do not know whether it was on the ground that they are foreigners, because when we checked, in many of the cases, that is to say expired, was written against them. But in all, 390 is the upper limit of people who could possibly have been deleted in Bihar because they were from the, because they may have been not Indian citizen. And it might amuse me, lords, to note that out of these 1,087 people, 796 persons had filed an application against themselves on the ground that I'm a foreigner. Is it possible? What world do we live in, Milo? 780 people filed an application, objection to their own name on the ground that this person is not a citizen of India. This is the Election Commission's own statistics from their website, which is to say this person is saying, please come to my home and arrest me tomorrow morning. This is what's happening. And since some of the friends have been very excited about Ghuspetiyas, out of these 390 names that have been deleted, against whom there was objection that they were not Indian citizen, only 10 cases are from the 4 bordering, not exactly bordering, districts which are close to Bangladesh, the Simanchal area. Only 10 deletions have taken place in Simanchal of those against whom there was an objection that they were foreigners. And of those 10, 2 have turned out to be dead.
So Dr. Yadav, that is a part of the focus. The Election Commission has its own powers, so much of powers to delete in the event the data available through their own intelligence and sources give an impression that the name of the individual does not have the credentials of being on the roll. However, subject to an opportunity of hearing and notice.
So that, Milord, this court would be doing a great service to this country if you could simply direct the Election Commission to please reveal the number of persons whose names have been deleted on the ground that they were not citizens of India. We have not been able to get it. No one in this country can get this answer. But if you direct them, they'll give you an answer, and that would help the entire country. So in conclusion, my lord, the whole point was not to point fingers at them. Doing this in a country, in a place like Bihar at a 1 month's notice is an impossible task. I do not mean to blame the BLOs. I only wish to conclude by saying that this particular exercise, there are 3 elements, unless they are removed, this exercise, wherever you take it, will be an exercise of disenfranchisement. Number 1, compulsory filing of enumeration form with a deadline and a sword saying, if you don't file it, your name is outside the draft. And once you are outside the draft, you are not even deleted. Your legal rights are extinguished that day. Number 2, the universal requirement of documents. And number 3, the verification of citizenship. If these 3 are addressed, as indeed they were addressed in 2003, none of these things existed in 2003. I, for one, would have no objection. I would welcome an intensive revision in the entire country, provided these 3 toxic elements are taken out of that. Grateful for you to have considered it. If you could allow me 1 minute as a litigant, I've been just assisting the court. The Election Commission more than once, and I was very, very pained, accused me personally that I brought 3 people in the court and I refused to assist the Election Commission in identifying those 3 people.
Yadav, we have never taken that issue seriously.
My lord, they have mentioned it. Yesterday also they mentioned it in the court.
That happens on this side many a times, but we don't take cognizance of that.
Very kind of you. I've just pointed out, therefore I've had to file an affidavit. And it is so embarrassing because it shows multiple failures of the Election Commission.
So long as an issue does not have impact on merits of the matter, we really don't.
Grateful, my lord. Grateful for the opportunity to assist the court.
For us also to go into so many issues.
May I wanted
Your
to,
lordship will need to,
no, I'm saying something else.
your lordship will,
It was said that there are 700, 800, 500 voters. So I wanted to tell your lordships an anecdote. I had spent some time long back in 1980s working amongst the tribals, my lords. In Allahabad, my lords, in Prayagraj now, across the Jamuna River, there is a massive area, my lord, where stones are found, and the tribals, my lord, the poorest of the poor. So I worked amongst them. I left my this practice, my lords, for some time, and I worked there. And in the process, had gone to jail also, my lord, in their demands, my lords. Now, there is a place called Janwa Biharia, where, my lord, these tribals don't have any land belonging to them. So that Raja Shankargarh, who owns all this under a lease and has carrying on mining through with the assistance of these laborers, there you should not believe, lords, that 3,000, more than 3,000 Adivasis are living on a piece of chunk of land which belongs to Raja Shankargarh. Now, how do you enroll them? So what does the Election Commission does not? Sometimes they mention 0, or they give the Khasara number, or they mean alpha, beta, whatever, not the BLO. And
These are very practical problems.
Yes.
And
so by raising this plea, my learned friend is decrying the poverty of this country, the poorest of the poor. They should be disenfranchised because of this. We had checked all that and then the Lord allowed it to remain.
no, we don't think that Mr. Yadav
Yes.
is meant to that. It's only basically to
It's a
make more
personal
wiser.
experience, Lord, which I am narrating to your Lordship.
This entire presentation is basically only
Yes.
presses the Election Commission because you have decided to carry out SIR
Yes.
the pan India basis. So maybe that this experience will make you more wiser also.
Obviously, not we all not in the
Because from
process,
every
not,
exercise you
and
undertake,
even the criticisms help us not to learn.
That's
So
right.
there's
We
no
are only
difficulty
saying-
at all.
next time when you introduce your module, we are quite sure that because of your own experience now undergone, you will also bring some improvement.
We are only saying, my lord, they should follow their own rules and manual. That's all that we are saying, and transparency.
We'll respond. We'll respond to all that regulations and manuals.
Guideline, they have their manual
Ansariya sir,
for all these things.
We will hear all of you right now.
On
let's
some
say-
other tables, for 30 now.
Mr. Ansaria, first we will hear Mr. Dwivedi, and meanwhile, today,
But first, your lordship may,
yesterday and today some affidavits have been given to Mr. Dwivedi. Let him collect the information. If he find that something to be brought on record, he will bring that also. Then we'll first hear Mr. Dwivedi, and then all of you, we are telling you time and again, we will exhaust all of you.
Just two things on today's order. Just two things before Mr. Ansaria. Two things on today's order. On today's order, which my lords have passed, on today's order, just two things on the order your lordship have passed. My lords had stated a list of paralegals, new list. My understanding is the existing paralegals have worked excellently. So just continue with the existing paralegals. Same order, yes.
No, we don't change paralegal.
That's
one to
right, yes.
one. They are on the
Same,
panel.
because they have done an excellent job. Number two, my lords, your lordship should clarify that the appeals will lie whether or not they produce an order, because technically they should not be saying just because you don't produce an order, the appeal will not be there.
Let us say that you have to go to High Court.
Let us see if they will pass an order saying appeal is not maintainable if we want an order.
No.
Then the direction will be required.
All right.
We have everything in mind, but we are, right now, we also proceed on the premise that the authorities understand their responsibility and they are supposed to act accordingly. So let us see.
So we'll bring you to the court's notice at that stage.
your lordship is listing it on Tuesday, as your lordship had earlier indicated.
Tuesday, will they be able to
We'll take
respond
a
by-
week's time and it should
They
come
will
up.
be able to, but besides, my lord, I need to show to your lordship what is the
Mr.
cost
Wilson,
deviation.
I think we will little.
Lordship has given us a week's time.
Take next Thursday then, and meanwhile we can ask them also to.
No, my lord, your lordship had directed that it would be listed on Tuesday. So may I request your lordship to list it
Tuesday,
on
the
Tuesday?
situation will be same, that even if you will be able to argue, we will have to grant some time to them.
But my lord, my arguments are there in my affidavit, but
No, but
No, doesn't matter, that lordships can.
file a response to that.
let them file it. They can certainly file it. They have 5 days to file it. Today is Thursday.
After the election is over.
They have 5 days.
We have to be.
Lordship, the election process is getting affected. The people are of BIHAR.
Why it is being affected, we have made clear that election will continue. They will not.
Lordship, they are misleading the
People in the Supreme Court is.
Milords, the hearing should take place after
That
the.
you don't worry about, the political
This
parties
is
are
what
not
they
before us.
want.
They could allege
That it
this.
should become a fait accompli. This is what they want.
No, we are saying that this grievance we can hear from the political party side. Unfortunately, despite our being, including them or telling them to do, they are not coming forward as such. So we'll presume that there is no such impression.
Anyway, my lord, your lordship may have it on Tuesday.
Because we need time because we have to collect the information from the constituencies, district electoral office.
Everything
It
is
can't
on
be
their
there.
computer at a click of a button.
You can, so why didn't you get it?
Let them get some time to file. And
Click
next
of
week our
button.
problem is, no, we will grant.
My
you
lord,
to-
then this whole thing becomes a fait accompli.
It is a fait accompli.
Next week, the another challenge will be the entire week is miscellaneous week.
I know, but your lordship can put it at 2 p.m. on Tuesday, at 2 p.m. I know it is a
We
miscellaneous.
will not be ready with our affidavit on Tuesday.
Not that matter also, then we kept it. We didn't realize that miscellaneous week. AFT. Show me the
Ladies on 15.
EFT. CFT on 14th.
आधा घंटा
I think next week is declared miscellaneous week.
Yes, yes, it is.
It is a miscellaneous. It is miscellaneous.
That's why I'm saying. Pardon, Lord?
16th.
And 16th.
16th.
Can I say, on the next day, can I have an audience first? Because
Mr. Isaiah, we will grant you, but only after Mr. Dwivedi. We will follow protocol.
with this also, Lord.
No. You may have hundreds of grievances, but we will first hear Mr. Dwivedi, and after that,
No. I'm also a petitioner, Lord. I've made 3 applications, your lordship
we
issued
will.
notice.
No, please, don't. You take it from, we will not allow you to speak unless Mr. Dwivedi is available. No.
One set of
Mr. After
petitioners,
Mr. Dwivedi, Mr. Maninder want to supplement, we will grant him one.
one set of petitioners allowed, Lord, the other set of petitioners not allowed, Lord. If
So, Vincent.
Should we shift that side? One day,
then,
Thursday.
Grateful to the court, grateful.
Grateful.
Lord, I have said, Lord, if I obey discipline, I am not heard. That's all the.
ये तो शुरू बस वही जबरदस्ती शुरू करने वाली बात है